Hi everyone, great to see you here. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to another live stream event with Asil. My name is Edward, and I think probably many of you are regulars at this point, but those who are new, we've been coming together twice a week now to do these channeling and energy alignment sessions with Asil during this extraordinary time of global challenge. And the goal we have in doing this with this frequency is to really allow this kind of deepening to become a practice and allow us to kind of take this opportunity to make some real leaps in our growth. And I want to thank you for tuning in for that and for this opportunity for you. So I've had the opportunity to watch Asil grow into his role over the past couple of years, and the work that he does actually evolves out of a lot of work done in various spiritual traditions over the last 18 years. And about 5 years ago, he had a really strong experience in particular that opened up this connection that today he refers to as the channel. And this is a kind of connection to both energy and wisdom that during the sessions that he will embody and bring through into the room, into the space. And this connection can actually come through and reach all of those who are tuned in to the live stream. And this energy is going to allow you to go deeper into your meditation, as well as to potentially receive information for yourself, which might take the form of a spoken transmission or seeing or messages or a sense of inner knowing. And it's a profound opportunity for all of us. The process that Asil goes through to get into a trance will include some spontaneous and sometimes quite energetic movements of his body and his hands and head, shaking or fast breathing as the energy level rises. All of this is a normal part of his process, and you should know and be aware that his everyday human consciousness as Asil is still available to him while he's channeling and in this state. And he's quite comfortable and well taken care of as well, so it's not hurting his neck or anything like that. He can stop the embodiment at any time, should he so choose. So the channel is going to actually bring through guides that will introduce themselves with the names that humanity has given them in the past interactions with humankind. So you might recognize some of these names as angels or archangels. And based on the information that they share, these beings might be millions of years old. So once this energy field is established, there will be two parts to a session. The group energetic alignment, which is led by Raphael, and this will include the alignment work done on all of those tuned in. And if this is interesting for you, do what you can to set an intention to receive this energy work from Raphael. Even whisper it to yourself or say it silently in your mind. I am open to receiving alignment with Raphael. As part of the way it works is around permission, and he wants to be very clear that you're tuned in and ready. The intention you can set can also include the goal to potentially release old wounds or thoughts or emotions or things that no longer serve you. All of this with the goal of a deeper alignment internally and a stronger presence. You can also choose during this alignment session to invite a loved one into your mind and heart to have them also receive the benefits of this alignment session as well. So once this alignment portion is complete, then typically Emmanuel will do a spoken transmission and allow for questions to be asked from those tuned in. If you'd like to ask a question, go ahead and type it either into the chat in Crowdcast or into the questions app in Crowdcast. and we'll select some of the questions to be asked to Emmanuel. So as you rest deeply into meditation, you might find that some of your own questions are answered if you ask them to yourself silently. Additionally, with respect to questions, really try to sit with it and feel what is it that I really need to know right now? What is the thing that's most alive for me? And Emmanuel doesn't need a lot of extraneous information or preamble or story. He can quite easily tune into what's happening for you. So try to keep the questions direct, succinct, and relevant for you in this moment. We are recording the audio and the video, and we're going to be providing this video following the event on the website and on our social media. Additionally, we'll also be providing a transcript following the event. We have a Crowdcast poll running as well, because we're curious to see how this experience affects you. And it has two questions. One, how are you doing before the session? And then another poll after the session, how are you doing after the session? It's a simple scale from 1 to 5, 1 being not aligned at all, and 5 being very aligned. So go ahead and let us know how you're doing. So these sessions are offered with no monetary barrier to entry because the guides have shared, and we also believe that they're critical to be able to reach as many people as we can all over the world, regardless of their financial circumstances. And as a result, we would invite those who are in a position to give resources to do so, to offer a donation. Not only does it support Asil and this work, but it supports the whole production team. And thank you so much, those of you who donated to the last session. If you find this session of value, please consider supporting it with a donation. We invite you to listen today with an open mind and an open heart, and we recommend that you listen in a space where you can be totally uninterrupted. You can turn off anything that would alarm or buzz and let your loved ones know that you're going to be in a quiet space for a couple of hours. And do what you can to stay tuned in through the entire session. As the session ends, we're going to sit together in silence for a few minutes and give you all enough time to land and arrive back in your bodies. And that's what I have to say today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm going to hand it over to Asil.
Good morning, everyone. Good evening. When we do this work, we speak a lot about alignment. To me, alignment is when the mind, the heart, the body, and your energetic or spiritual body are in tune with each other. There is a connection that already is present, and we can align this connection. We can make sure that you are in full awareness of all these parts of yourself. And what happens when all of these parts of ourselves are in awareness? Well, you know more of what's going on inside of you in detail. You know what your body needs. You know what your heart needs. You know what's going on in your thoughts and your judgments and opinions, your fears, memories. And you may also feel what's going on energetically. Do you feel vital, alive? Do you feel expanded or contracted? Do you feel really connected to above and below? So this awareness, in combination with the effort to bring stronger alignment into your own being, gets us to a place of balance. Some will say inner peace. Now that doesn't mean things will not arise anymore. It just means you're aware when they're arising, maybe even before they're arising. And you have mechanisms and tools to sit down and observe, to realign, to rebalance, to look at what's really happening without moving to the next thing, without living in the future or living in the past. So the work provided by Raphael is what I would consider an energetic alignment or energetic surgery. An alignment of your energetic body in which you become more aware and you become more balanced. In some ways, we've come out of alignment in all the things that we have done and all the things that we are doing in our present day that keep us out of alignment. The way I perceive it when Raphael works through me is, first of all my hands, the mudras, the kriyas, the shaking is completely involuntary. It's just moving through me. I have no conscious thought of a specific action or a specific thing that I do. The way I perceive it is, he establishes this energetic field in which every individual that is ready is placed into this energetic field. Ready and willing, of course. Your permission is a critical aspect for this work. And every single individual in front of Raphael is in this energetic container in singular pods. And every single individual is then worked on until there is at least a basic alignment. And once everyone that is watching today, that is present and connected today, is aligned, then we are somewhat in the same field and in the same frequency. And they will start to raise the frequency in which we are present. You may feel all of this over there. And some of you have written us that they also start spontaneously to convulse. Like there may be contractions in your body. There may be some shaking of your hands. There may be even some individuals that go involuntarily into kriyas or mudras. Now that's perfectly normal. We've seen it, and that just means that you are getting even more attuned to the energy that's moving through, the field that is created. The potency of this energy is in your system, and that's a good thing. So let this energy bubble up and fill you. Thank you for joining today. And thank you for all your support and for your dedication to your own work. Greetings. My name is Raphael. The work that you have received just now is the foundation necessary for your evolution. The foundation is a solid individual in alignment, in health, and in balance. The foundation necessary requires to have a strong sense of presence, a depth and quality that you have not experienced before, continuously understanding in which ways you are not present, continuously readjusting to become more present, allowing yourself to feel that which arises, allowing yourself to hear the thoughts, the memories, and your present environment. The nuances that are available to you at any given moment are infinite. A single moment can truly entail information enough for many lifetimes, learnings enough for many lifetimes. Yet each of these moments pass, and the only thing that stays is the opportunity to process the moment that was. Your continued effort will include to strengthen your ability to process that which was. This will in return allow you to be even more present in the coming moments. And the future will in return open up many possibilities that have not been in probability before. You create the reality that is in front of you. The moments ahead are designed by your alignment and by the depth and quality of your presence. The collective moments are defined by the collective's ability to be present, as well as the collective's ability to process all that was. This current time in human history is an important time to reflect and to process, to reconsider, to realign, and to realize. It is a part of your evolution, and it is a divine opportunity given to you. Can you open yourself up to the possibility that the moment of struggle and challenge is a gift? A gift for your evolution. Can you receive this gift with an open heart and an open mind? Can you observe in which ways you are resisting this gift? This are the questions I will leave you with. Thank you for receiving this work. Greetings, I'm Emmanuel. With pleasure and honor, we serve human consciousness. We serve the individual humans. You. Our service is a support of your evolution. Our goal is for you to reach a state of being that allows the transformation into a higher plane. This work is unconditional in its nature. It is our gift to you. Your evolution, in return, will support the ecosystem of consciousness, the expansion of consciousness, and the structures that have been established. You are part of a grander ecosystem, yet currently you are in incubation, a secluded time in your existence that allows for the most important and basic evolution of your consciousness. In this evolutionary state of incubation, you learn to understand yourself, to experience individuality, and to experience the perception of separation, to experience senses, space and time, to relationships, to experience relationships, to experience love in all its forms, and the opportunity for you as an individual to come to a place of self-realization. This form has been defined by forms of higher consciousness as the most effective way to bring an initially seeded consciousness to its first stage of awareness. This is you. Allow yourself to move through this process gracefully. Understand that this divine construct that is provided for you is truly in service to you. Receive this gift and service with open arms. All your resistance, all your doubts, all your fears shall vanish in your allowance for more trust and surrender. It is time your time for evolution, your time for transformation, and your time for realization. In the coming years, you will find even more powerful challenges ahead of you. And the way you move through the challenges before and the way you complete the challenges before will establish the foundation to face the challenges ahead. With a strong foundation, you will stay present and in alignment with whatever comes to be in your presence. You allow yourself to truly observe the beauty and the gift of the challenges ahead. You see beyond the pain, beyond the fear, beyond the resistance. You receive the realization that comes along with the challenge through an equanimous observation. You are ready. You have been prepared by many generations, by many lifetimes, by many experiences. Many practices and lineages. In all the ways this planet has served you. In all the ways your relationships have served you. You have received the support that you require to be the best version of yourself, the highest potential version of yourself. You are ready. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Brendan asks the question, I'm having a hard time emotionally navigating this time. I'm a very sensitive person, and I feel many different upsetting emotions throughout the day. How do I keep clearing these emotions and energies so that I can become a grounded pillar of light for others?
We differentiate in your ability to navigate through emotions momentarily. This is what we consider coping. You have developed many forms of coping mechanisms to move through an emotion as quickly as possible, to be functional and operational in the next moments ahead. Yet in order truly to resolve an emotion that arises, you must look. more in depth into the quality of this emotion, into all of the memories, into all of your experiences that are attached to this emotion, you must embrace the emotion that arises, truly to let it teach you an important lesson that has not been heard yet. Spend the time in quiet to observe this emotion and all that comes along with this emotion, the thoughts and the memories of the past, the unresolved of the past, the unresolved of your previous generations. Perceive all the perspectives of the participants in your memories, the participants of your previous generations. Let them speak to you. This form of reflection will allow a processing and a realization to arise, which in return will allow for the final resolution of the emotion itself. Once this is completed, the emotions that arise throughout an intense period of time will move much more quickly through you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Heather asks the question, recently, in the past few weeks, I've felt a feeling of density in the heart. Is it mine, the collective's, or both? What is it here to teach me, and how can I release it for myself and for the collective?
It is both. You are not separated from the collective. The experiences of the collective are equally your experiences, and often in the experience of the collective there is a connection to your past. The density refers to an accumulation of energy, an accumulation of many various types of emotions. First, you must dissect the density to observe one by one the emotions that are underneath this feeling of density. Allow yourself to follow the same process that I have mentioned before, to move through these emotions that are wrapped in this density. As you move through them, the part that is within you will start to ease and to resolve. The collective realizations will require more individuals to go through the same process that you are going through, and eventually a critical mass will be reached where collective realization will have met its criteria to complete an important lesson, an important learning. You are the mechanism of transformation for yourself as well as for the collective. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Marta asks the question, how important is it to have a teacher, a guru, along the spiritual path?
Some individuals in human form have reached a certain level of attainment, a certain level of realization. These individuals are able to share the wisdom that they have gathered along this path. These individuals are able to share their experiences as well as the openings that they have received. Just like in this moment, you are receiving the opening that has come to this host through the work that he has done. The understanding that you must come to is that the individual providing this opening or the wisdom is no better than you are. There is no difference, only equal. You are on the same journey. Some are faster, some are slower. Some will take bigger learnings and require a different approach. Some will have easier learnings and move more quickly. While every individual is equal in their power to come to self-realization, some have worked on this process for much longer than others. Allow yourself to understand that your process is unique, that your process cannot be compared to others' processes, to others' achievements or attainments on this path. Yet, receive from others' learnings. Let the learnings of those that have walked before you impact you. Embrace the support and understand that you are not dependent on this support, that you have the power to self-realize alone or in community or in the supervision of someone that has walked before you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Last week, someone asked about the connection between the health of humanity and the health of the planet. How can I learn to work with the earth directly to co-create a healing process that supports our mutual healing and growth? This was a question from Justin. I forgot to say his name.
The resonance of this planet is reflected in all conscious beings that are alive on this planet. It is reflected within you. All beings are connected through the energy that is provided on this plane, through the energy that is provided through this planet. The circumstances that you're facing are part of the consequences of your actions. Understanding your actions more clearly, observing the consequences, and learning from the consequences is a key element to align with this place of incubation, this planet that serves you, that supports you. You must feel that you are one with this place, that all that you receive comes from this place? Once you come to this understanding, your relationship with the planet itself will change. You will understand to love her as your mother, unconditionally and with respect. You will understand to love yourself and all other humans with understanding and respect, just the way the planet or the stars, your sun, do not discriminate all that is alive, just the way this planet provides for all living, the way the sun provides for all living, you shall as well. This is my recommendation to you and all other humans that are reflecting on this same very question. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Sally asks the question, recently, I've been connecting with the wrongdoings of my ancestors. How can I clean or resolve this past pain?
The wrongdoings of your previous generations gave an opportunity for you to learn, for you to observe the consequences of their actions, for you to observe that even with an intention of survival, an intention of thriving, the consequences had an impact on other individuals. The consequences had an impact on the environment, and the consequences had an impact on you. This is the cycle of learning. With gratitude, you will observe the actions of your previous generations in a neutral way. You will remove your judgments of their actions by seeing the greater picture. The greater picture where their actions have provided an important opportunity for you to learn, for you to transform all that you consider as wrongdoing into realizations relevant for you, relevant for humanity. This process of transforming the past into realization is a critical process. It requires time, attention, deliberate action on your end. Prioritize this as a critical element of your life, a critical element for you to expand your perspective. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Jessica asks the question, recently, I've been shifting to doing healing work full-time, and I find myself very busy with it. However, much of this is guided and gifted, and it feels very important. But something within me feels that I'm failing to receive payment for this work. Why does this make me feel like a failure, and how can I shift this feeling?
the reciprocity with money carries many meanings for individuals. Human society has developed the value of one's existence correlating to the money that is made, the wealth that is accumulated, to play along in a system that has been created. The value that you provide is beyond money can pay. Yet there is an aspect within you that resists, that does not allow for the flow of this energy to return to you. Your work will require understanding your relationship with this construct of society, money, understanding in which ways meaning and judgments have been associated with this construct, allowing one step at a time for this meaning and judgment to dissolve, understanding in which ways you have stood in the way to receive, as this can be one of the hardest lessons of an individual, to truly receive. There is no direct correlation of the value of your work and the money that you make. Yet, society and the individuals that come to you will start to bring the needs that you have to you in form of energy as well as money, which is merely a representation of energy. Once you see it this way and you remove your resistance, consciously and subconsciously established within you, you will see the balance finding itself again. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Juliana asks, one time I experienced consciously an amazing amount of love within myself, and I felt like I was close to the Creator. How do I experience it again? And is it possible to live day-to-day life with this much quantity of love?
These moments of true alignment that allow for the rising of this love of creation through you, this unconditional love, unlimited in its nature, for you to truly feel the full extent of this energy in your system. Moments of these alignments have many variables, some of which is you, some of which is the environment, some of which are the celestial circumstances and the collective circumstances. This moment that you have experienced became a gift and an anchor in your being, now that you have understood the power that is within experiencing this love and this light in your entire being. You will know when it arises again. You will know when your actions move you towards this state of being. Continue to work on your internal alignment. Continue to remove all the obstacles, one by one, to become more present. And as you align and as you deepen your presence, you will deepen your presence and connection with this divine love of creation. You can truly live in this state continuously and as a functional human being. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Bibiana asks, my whole life I've struggled with health issues, but they brought me to the discovery of my true being and helped me with my spiritual growth. Now, it feels like I heal one thing and still another comes up. Is it possible to clear this old energetic pattern and truly heal my physical body?
Yes, it is possible. Understand that even though you have spent time to remove past illnesses and misalignments out of your physical representation, some deeper learnings are still available. These misalignments will return until in much more detail you have observed the learnings that were provided to you. This is a new layer of depth that is given to you, a new layer of opportunity for deeper realizations. Embrace the challenge. Allow yourself. Remove your frustration. Remove your suffering from this experience. Observe. Love the experience. Love the misalignment. And allow the misalignment to give you the final and most important realization of all. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Lauren asks the question, how can I find my purpose in this lifetime?
Your purpose will naturally unfold. The more you spend time in aligning yourself, your mind, your heart, your body, and your energetic spiritual construct, this alignment will bring a deeper presence. A deeper presence will return in clarity. Clarity will bring forth your desired purpose. It is a natural unfolding. It cannot be found. It must be received. The work is internal. The work is alignment and presence. Purpose will arrive once these foundational aspects of your being are established. Sometimes the journey to come to these alignments, the journey of healing, the journey of growth itself can serve as a temporary purpose to support others as well. Yet to come to a place of ultimate service, ultimate purpose for humanity, you must continue the journey. You must surrender in ways that you have not surrendered before. You must practice in ways that you have not practiced before. You will see the fruits that will be provided to you with the work that you will assign for your own evolution. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Mark asks, what is the origin of human life on Earth?
Higher forms of consciousness that have existed before any other forms of civilizations in material form existed have considered the creation of a material plane that includes the space and time continuum to explore a physical experience. This is the experience that you are having in human form. This exploration allowed for the creation of the first material form. The first material forms were simple, yet allowed for perspective change, allowed for consciousness to grow. Over many iterations of material forms, many learnings were gained, and the material form evolved. This humanoid form became a selected version of experience for consciousness. It allowed for many civilizations to grow, to evolve, to mature, and move from material existence into non-material existence. Human existence on this current planet is the result of the seeding of consciousness, and particularly allowing the human form to be the vessel for this consciousness to learn. The humanoid form has existed before and has provided in the same way it is provided for you for learning and evolution. While the circumstances are slightly different in every environment where humanoid form is desired, every experience in which consciousness grows is different. This allows for the full extent of a consciousness to grow in its own way, to learn in its own way, and to evolve in its own way. Even the environment that is provided for your consciousness to grow had to be established and seeded. A natural process allowed for that consciousness to grow, to create variations and ecosystems. the understanding that an ecosystem is required for your consciousness to experience the human form in its most supported and natural way, was a base line for your existence. The origins of humankind, therefore, are multifold. Higher forms of consciousness, as well as civilizations that have existed before in humanoid form and no longer are in material form. The learnings of all those civilizations before, as well as the intent of higher forms of consciousness, combined in this particular experiment to allow human consciousness on this planet to grow. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Dan asks the question, sometimes my partner gets so enraged that they present as a different and even a dangerous person. They believe I am bad in different ways that they would not normally believe, and that everything they believed before about me is false. They become verbally violent with me, and I feel paralyzed, making them more upset. What do I need to learn from this? What do we need to learn?
You and your partner are in a sacred interplay to support each other in each other's growth. In this sacred interplay, sometimes each individual plays a specific role to bring forth the learning that must occur. The learning, before it is perceived as a learning, is a challenge. What you are perceiving is the challenge. The fears, the sadness, and the anger of your partner. The way you are part of that interplay, fueling the challenge until the challenge has come to its culmination, to its most potent, so that transformation can arise. You are on the right track, as you have started to see the challenge ahead as an important opportunity to learn. What is the part that you play to provide this learning? What is the part that you play to come to realizations for yourself? You can only change the other side by learning yourself, by realizing yourself, and by truly allowing yourself to step outside of this interplay. Not by force, not by avoidance, and not by resistance, yet through presence. Become more present to the emotions that arise in this interplay, and understand that these emotions are yours. The memories that are attached are yours. The experiences that you must convert to realization are yours. You are gifted this opportunity to grow, and you will take the time. You will create the priority for your own evolution. Through your evolution, your partner's evolution will ignite. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Nancy asks the question, I recently realized I've been living in a deep state of separation inherited from my family lineages. How do I transcend the deeply rooted separation inside of me and all collective unconsciousness? How do I and we come home from this ego-created separation?
When you come into human form, the first experiences of separation are visceral. First, you separate from spirit to become part of another human being. Then, you separate from that being as you are born. And slowly you separate by developing an identity and an ego. This journey of separation is natural, yet the journey to understanding and observing the eternal connection that is within you is included in this journey of finding yourself as the being that is interconnected to all. This journey of finding this connection again will first force you to observe in all the ways that you are disconnected. Emotional disconnection based on pain that has occurred in the past. Mental disconnection based on the constructs and the beliefs that have been established. Physical disconnection based on the separation from nature. Energetic disconnection based on the attention that is put onto the mind. All these different aspects can be mitigated, individually addressed. The easiest and simplest way. First, to breathe, to allow the environment to support you, to eat consciously. Understand that without what is provided from the environment, you would not exist. This is the first understanding of interconnectedness. Understand in all the ways your relationships provide for you. This is an observation of connection. Trust. As you trust each breath, as you trust everything that you eat, as you trust the relationships around you, you will start to feel the deep connected nature of your being with your environment. And the mental constructs of separation will start to fall apart. The beauty of this journey will continue to challenge you. Challenge in which you might perceive your environment to be not you. Your environment to be dangerous to you. Your environment to be a threat to your perception of yourself, to your perception of your heart and emotions. You will move through these challenges. You will allow yourself to surrender. You will allow yourself to get hurt in the process. And you will continuously allow yourself to trust again. Yet, first and foremost, everything will start with nature, as this planet, as well as your sun, will provide unconditionally and continuously. Receive this unconditional gift. First and foremost, understand that you're connected and you're taken care of. All other aspects will unfold naturally with dedicated attention. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Hani asks the question, very often I have a feeling like I need to resolve all of the negativity present during a situation. This has led me not knowing how to relate to many situations or many people in general, and makes me feel distant from my true essence. How do I get over this?
You have a gift of transformation within you. This gift is not fully developed and not fully understood. It creates for an inner conflict as the gift is activated to support those around you and yourself. Yet it is separated from your own perceptions and your own dissonance of the current moment. The first step will be to be in full presence of the current moment and to allow yourself to feel what others are feeling, to allow yourself to see in which ways the moment and the situation is impacting you, to express your emotions, to be seen and to see fully. Once you have experienced this, you will move on to being present and to allowing all that is arising within you to move through you. No expression will be necessary at that point. Pure observation. Eventually, from this place of observation, your gift of transformation will start to act and provide resolution and realizations in the moment. Yet this is the order in which this gift will be developed. Putting the gift first will create for an inner and potentially outer conflict. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Pia asks the question, have the conscious collectives of Raphael and Emmanuel, have they ever been in a material, humanoid form?
I, as Emmanuel, have been in material form in the origins of my first existence, I have since then returned into many different forms that have been established to experience what it means to be in that particular form. I have been in human form on this plane, in this iteration of mankind. This allowed me to fully understand the human experience from your perspective and from your environment. The beauty of this creation relived again. Raphael has not been in humanoid form or in other material form before. His existence is different and allows for a continuous support from a non-material existence. Other beings of our kind are diverse in the same way. Some have experienced the human form, some have experienced other material forms. Some have originated from material forms before, and others have always been non-material and will continue to be in non-material existence. Thank you for your question. Thank you for the time that you have assigned for yourself, the time that you have assigned for your evolution, for your growth, and receiving the gifts of this work. Your transformation will impact the transformation of mankind and the evolution of mankind. Thank you. It is a good day to be alive. It is a good time to be alive. My wish is that this work will impact your life the way it has mine, the way it has all those that have been on this journey with us for a long time. My wish is that everything that happens for you. The growth processes, moving through the challenges, the transformations and the healings will have a tremendous effect on all those around you. And this is how we make change happen. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you hopefully on Tuesday for the community check-in call, or on Wednesday evening Pacific time. Love you. Blessings on this weekend.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Please take time to land back in your body. Stay in meditation as long as you want to, as long as you need to. For some of you, this may be very subtle. For others of you, this may have been a very strong experience. In both cases, just allow yourself to fully receive the work. Go ahead and sit or lie down just as long as you want to. Sometimes when people are very powerfully impacted by this work, they ask us, how can we help? How can we help support the work? Well, there's a few simple ways. One of the main things is, as we've been guided to share this work with as many people as possible, you can go ahead and share, if you found it powerful, with people that you think would also enjoy it. You can also follow us on Facebook, and you can check out a compilation of these channelings that is in a book that's available for purchase on Amazon. It's also worth knowing that this is just one part of the work that we do. We also travel, when we are able to travel again, to both sacred sites and sites of global trauma to do energetic alignment work on the land. As I mentioned at the beginning, we offer these sessions with no monetary barrier to entry because we believe, and the guides have shared, that it's critical that we reach as many people as possible around the world, regardless of their financial circumstances. As a result, we would like to have people who are feeling in a spirit of generosity to be able to offer a donation. Not only does it support Asil, but it supports the whole production team, as well as these energetic alignment trips that we do to work on the earth itself. Thank you so much to those who donated last session, and if you found this of value today, please consider supporting with a donation. Either through Stripe, there's a button on Crowdcast that will take you there, or via PayPal to donate at ascension.one is the email. Additionally, we would really love to hear from you if you're enjoying these sessions or just if you're having any experience at all. We created an email address for this, which is testimonial@ascension.one. Again, take it easy today. Give yourself space and time for the energy to continue to do its work. Rest. See if you can find a way to spend some time in nature. If possible, even consider reducing your social commitments or work commitments for tomorrow and the days after. Thanks again for joining us. I really appreciate you tuning in.